Hey everybody, happy Friday. Welcome back to another episode of Elevate at 8. This week we have a very, very special guest, Sherbet Glass Art. I'm very excited to talk to him. He's one of my favorite glass blowers in the game right now. But first, we're going to jump over to Steve and talk to him real quick.
What up, y'all? I'm Steve here, coming in from Elev8 Premiere, and just really want to say thanks a lot for joining us tonight with Elevate at 8. We have a super fire guest, Sherbet Glass. I think he is the originator of the pencils. They're so amazing, and his new work that he's doing is super, super fire. Just really excited about it. And really excited to see what gets him inspiration, where he's headed, what got him into this, and so forth. Anyways, gonna make this really quick and short and say, let's get ready for this, Chris. Bring us on in with Sherbet and let's roll. See you in a bit.
Thanks, Steve. That was super awesome. I'm super excited to talk to the man, Sherbet himself. Let's do it. Let's dive right in. Thanks for being with us, man. I really appreciate it.
Of course, dude. What's up? Greetings from Boston.
Hell yeah. So let's jump right in. How did you get started blowing glass?
All right. Well, 2009, 2010, I was starting to collect pipes and pendants more seriously, and start learning the names of the artists and start going to events and stuff. And I just got real inspired. I was working at like a garden center, doing my little side hustle or whatever around town, not much going on. And I met a local artist and just kind of started selling his pieces to my friends, flipping those. And I started telling him I want to learn. And anyways, long story short, he put it off for a while, but then one day just hit me up like, I'm ready. And that was 2011. I'm in the same room with the same people. The same dude is right next to me since 2011. So I got really lucky with that.
Wow.
That crew bringing me in. Very cool.
Nice. So you said that was around 2011. Have you been blowing glass consistently since then?
Yeah, I got no other source of income. I told myself when I started that I wasn't gonna go back to my job or do anything else for money until I absolutely failed or just this didn't work. Like I was pretty much like, I'm gonna do this until I fail, I suppose. So it's been 9 years. My seed money was very modest. I had enough to buy a used torch and some color, and I shared a bench, and then I bought the pieces one at a time. I was able to share a kiln, and then I bought a kiln, and then bought more tools. So I got really lucky, and the transition was just really lucky.
Nice. Did you start? I guess you said you're in the same room. So you started there in Boston, where you're still located.
Yep, it's a room with like 6 stations, and 3 of us from the original crew from 9 years ago are still there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Are those any glass blowers who we might be familiar with?
Yeah, the one dude that kind of took it the furthest that you probably definitely heard of is Shaka Glass, the Iceman.
Yeah, definitely. He came in. He taught a class at a studio here in town a couple of months. Maybe it's probably about a year ago. But he did.
Dude, he's really good at blowing glass. And
yeah,
Kayla James is a shopmate of mine. She's still there. She does some
like,
cute
carrots, right?
Carrots and some other cute stuff like bunnies, and she's actually doing a lot of sex toys lately. Doing pretty good with the toy stuff. And Herbal Glass. Herb Korean is the dude that initially taught me. He still works right next to me. It's Herbal Glass. And then we got a couple other guys that are a little bit newer here and there.
Nice. Very cool. What was the first item that you blew on your own?
Pipe. Actually,
nice.
well, the
Do you
first
still
thing
have
I
the
took,
first one? Oh.
Yeah, during lessons, it was like, pipes right away, one hitter to a spoon. And then, I learned a little bit of silver fuming, but that didn't really stick with me. But when I went solo and I had my first torch time, when I'd taken my lessons and then I just had a space and a torch and some color scraps, it was implosion pendants. A lot of pendants.
Nice. Yeah. That's probably what I started with too. my first time on the torch. Was just like, I want to make something that's like super unique to glass blowing, because there's nothing really in any other art form like an implosion pendant, or it's something that you make like suspended. I mean, I guess there's like resin pours and things like that, but it's not the same thing.
Sure.
Um,
At the time,
do you have any of those? Oh, sorry.
I was going to say about the pendant
Go
stuff
ahead.
around that time. The pendants were very kind of like a side thing to the pipes. You know, most like really good pipe makers didn't really have pendants to go along with the stuff. You know, there was some that were kind of did both. But the average popular pipe maker didn't really have pendants for sale. And I just loved wearing them. And yeah, so the pendant thing became like a really specific goal for me. So I was really hammering away on that right from the beginning.
Nice. So you would say you probably, I guess you said you started with pipes too, but did you focus more on solid or hollow work in those first few months or years?
It definitely both. You know, getting my spoons real clean, just getting the bowl pack real clean and the carb and everything the right size hole. Luckily, I had some mentors around me that were really helpful. Actually, this dude Matt Jacobs from Boston gave me a gig. Actually, first month on the torch, I had a gig making spoons for a homie where he was paying me like $5 a piece. I'm so grateful for that, because it taught me really good basics, and it was like, you know, I was making a couple bucks early on when I, you know, didn't have like customers otherwise.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people that we have on here say, oh yeah, production saved my life early on.
Yep.
Have you taken any classes over the course of your career?
Not since I took 7 lessons in 2011, got my spot, and I've just been going in like fucking around. So I've definitely missed out on some things, but I've also been really blessed to hang out with artists and collab with artists that are so much better than me. So I'll be at dude studios. I'm not paying for a lesson, but I pick up a lot of tricks over the years. I've been to a lot of demos at Glass Alchemy, DFO, and whatever. So I've picked up tips and tricks, but I haven't, you know, paid for a baller course. We'll put it that way. I haven't traveled for a course or like thrown down a G for something, which I think would be really beneficial. I just don't really cut out the time for it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned collabs. That was a topic that I wanted to get into, because you do so many collabs. Who was the first person that you collaborated with?
I would say that was my friend Jeff, who passed away in 2013. He was working right next to me, and just first collab, that's hard to say, but we did a good amount of different series like really early on. Probably like 2012, we did some stuff that I still have in the collection. I'll send you a pic later.
Nice.
But yeah, his Instagram is no dice. That's at N0 dice, N0 DICE. But yeah, probably him. He was doing some cool electroforming, and so we like electroformed some pencils and pipes right off the beginning.
Nice.
Yeah.
So is there like a specific collab that maybe like blew up your following? Because you have a lot of followers. Is there like a collab that you, like an individual one or a series that you did that really like opened up your follower base, or it's just been a steady growth over the years?
No, steady growth. I had a head start on Facebook when everyone was just using their normal like profiles. But then I kind of maxed that out, and then Facebook kind of booted me off right around the time Instagram was getting going. And so to build an Instagram account in 2012 was completely different. I was posting 10 times a day. As long as I spaced it out an hour or more, every post would crush. It was at a point where I was telling artists, you need to get on Instagram. You need to get on Instagram. And they're like, okay. Shaka was a good example. I had to twist his arm to get him on there posting his glass. But so I got some momentum early on. And then as other artists were getting on, who are 100 times better than me, I had a little head start with my account. And another thing that really helped is I was doing all these shout outs. So the way Best of Glass is doing right now, not trying to take anything away. I love that account, but I was doing a lot of shout outs like that, just like my favorite artists, dudes I never heard of before, my shop mates. And I think that kind of diversified the page a little bit. So it wasn't a collab. I would say it was posting a lot. The timing, like you want to make an Instagram account now and get it to blow up, you better just be posting nudes or some shit. Like, it's fucking hard right now to make an account grow. It is hard.
Put a pipe on a booty and then you'll get some likes.
You better chance that way. It's so people ask, what's a good tip? And I tell them go back in time. It's just not the same right now.
Yeah, definitely. What is your favorite technique to incorporate into your signature pencil aesthetic?
Secret.
No,
with the basic pencil, I mean, there's certain things that get it looking just certain aspects like that. It's like if you blow glass full time, you can figure out how to make a pencil. But there's certain little tricks that I do to it to make it look just right that I actually have still kept to myself.
Nice.
In terms of, in general, making it look better than, say, some other pencils that you might see on the market, I try to have the tip be just the right sharpness, where it's like really pointy without being sharp, where you're going to chip it. So like there's stuff like that that I'm really particular about. I like the eraser to be all squared off, of course, and shiny.
Nice.
You mind if I
favorite color to work with?
You mind if I roll
go
something?
Right ahead.
Roll something up while we're talking. All right.
No, go right ahead, man.
Good looks.
Do you have a favorite color to work with?
Well, my favorite colors just generally in art and things would be like turquoise and magenta kind of combo. A lot of the stuff that I own is like this bright, vibrant turquoise. And, pinks and purples just go so well with turquoise and teal and aquamarine and stuff like that. I mean, I see you got the aqua on your thing, your device on your table right there. No, the other thing, whatever that cylinder is, what's that, a freaking vaporizer or something?
Device. Yeah, it's one of our vaporizers, Silver Surfer.
Okay, cool. I'm saying it's just pinks and purples with the turquoise. That's just awesome. So there are some colors that go with that. Not quite perfectly the way it would be in paint, like an enamel color. But there's some really close ones. So Agua Azul is awesome. Mediterranean Calypso are like incredible colors. Bitch to work with and hard to get.
Beautiful color. Yeah.
In terms of a magenta, Gold Ruby is incredible. Telemagenta is incredible. But there isn't like an enamel purple pink vibrant color yet on the market. Pink slime is dope. I mean, if you put pink slime and like Calypso together, it's fucking awesome, obviously,
Nice.
Yep.
Do you
I got one
mix
more.
Any of your own colors? Go right ahead.
No, I don't. No, I don't make colors besides layering. But you know what's a fucking dope color? It's fucking yellow, dude. Yellow glass on any piece. Like you put yellow glass on any piece and it just fucking pops. You make a piece that's like mostly yellow, it just fucking, it's very eye-catching. So I kind of lucked out with that. It's another color that's tricky to work with certain ways, but yellow pieces are fucking sick. So that's hard to beat.
Definitely. Yellow is an extremely eye-catching color. Do you have any colors that you don't like to work with that are just like too difficult to work with, or just like the shade isn't something that you enjoy?
Yeah, yellow. No, it's like it's like the same colors I just listed. Like Calypso is so beautiful, but it's so temperamental. Like if you use a tick too much propane, it turns red. Use a tick too much oxygen, it gets white scuzz. If you don't baby it with the heat or whatever, it cracks. Too much heat, it cools too quick, or heats too quick, it cracks. You could have the piece done in the kiln, you come in the next day and it's cracked.
Yeah, that's probably the most frustrating thing about glass blowing that most people don't understand, is that colors don't just go on like they do with paint.
Let me think of one more shitty color.
I'll go right ahead.
One color that's really hard to work with is there's certain white colors that just have so much bubbles in it. It's hard to smooth them out unless they're encased. I don't know. There's definitely some colors that foam up real. You know what's tricky is slime, but not as bad as Calypso. Yeah, I would say opaline. Opaline is another one that's like the best color to look at, but you could spend all day on a piece and just destroy the piece and just over a really small little misjudgment. You know, it's these other colors are a lot more stable.
Yeah.
Long-winded answers here.
Yeah, no worries. What is the most difficult piece that you've ever attempted?
Mentally or physically?
Either or. Either or.
There's been some collaborations where the amount of mental energy and frustration has taken the fun out of it. Physically, in terms of something where I was just hammering away and it broke or something, I should have got this question ahead of time.
Sorry.
No, you're good. That's a really tough one. I don't know. Oh, look who we got here. Look at this.
Oh, a special guest.
No kisses. Okay, good girl. Nice. Well, she's the coolest. Hardest piece to make. I don't know, like probably I haven't done a lot of rigs, but I've definitely, you know, if I make a rig, like a simple, like little beaker bottom, I'm spending all day on that because I don't have a formula where it's just like stretch it, blow a bubble, pop a hole, throw the downstem. And every step, I'm kind of looking at it like, oh, okay, a little bit longer, oh, a little bit wider. And then just like each step at a time. So I guess, you know, if I'm making like a bigger freestyle piece, like a pipe, then I definitely take my sweet ass time with it. Yeah.
Nice. Do you ever like sketch out or plan out things before you go in, or you just jump
in
on and hop
terms
right
of like
in?
pen to paper and actually drawing a freaking piece before I make it, maybe 5 times or less in the past 9 years ever. There was one or two times where I woke up with I'll have a dream about a piece and I'll wake up like almost like Doc Brown in Back to the Future, the flux capacitor. I'll just wake up with this vision and I just grab the fucking paper. That was like only 2 times that I can remember. Yeah. So a lot of freestyle stuff. I don't like making lists. I don't like making lists at all. I like go to the studio, look at my bench, pick a color, and start making shit. I don't like making lists and all that shit. It takes the fun out of it for me.
I like that process. You just let the glass decide what it wants to be, really.
Yeah.
You mentioned that some collabs can get really frustrating. What sort of challenges come up when you're doing a collab?
I do a lot of stuff through the mail. So it's not the same as being face to face and being in the studio together. So sometimes you don't really have the same expectations. And then at the end, you're like, oh, I thought we were going to do this. And then, so doing it through the mail complicates things a little bit in that aspect. The other thing that's funny in terms of being in person is like, I've had situations where someone popped into the studio. I was going to visit or whatever that I'm cool with. And they're like, oh, I have this idea. All you got to do is like make 25 pencils and we'll make this fucking thing. And I'm like, whoa, like I was actually going to make this thing tonight. And I just feel really on the spot and mad respect to the dudes that get down like that. You know what I'm saying? I am not knocking anything. It's my personal my personal preference, roadblock, whatever, that I don't, considering how much I collab, I don't get down the way a lot of people do. Few of them are in person. A lot of the time in person, it's great. It's with homies. But yeah, I guess if it's someone I've never met and they come to the table and they got really specific ideas, it's a little overwhelming sometimes. And I feel really on the spot. And that can be tricky. I don't want to hurt nobody's fucking feelings. Like everyone that asked me to collab, that's a fucking blessing, whether I know them or they just started or whatever. It sucks to say no, but I can't do them all, you know?
Yeah. Who is a favorite artist that you've collaborated with?
That's a question I get a lot. That's the hardest question to answer. It was a lot easier to answer in 2009 when I was just learning names and just really, you know, becoming really passionate about it, but kind of like looking from a distance. And that artist was Ouchkick, Zach P, Zach Pukowitz. That's at Ouchkick. His stuff is very unique. And at the time, the faces he was sculpting before, I don't want to name any names, obviously, but before a lot of these character rigs came out, the faces he was sculpting were just so fucking cool and like had a lot of emotion to it and had a lot of character to it. And it was just like grimy and badass Philadelphia style. So anyone that hasn't checked it, the series was actually called the Punished Head series. So if you look up hashtag Punished Head, or you just go check out some old Ouchkick stuff, you see what I'm talking about. One more. After I started blowing glass, but still didn't know everybody, Adam G, aka Sweater Kingpin.
Sweater Kingpin, yeah.
Dude, nobody makes glass like this fucking dude. And the way he works it, his creativity, the exclusivity of it, his quirky attitude, he's pretty funny. The whole thing just made it like intriguing. And he doesn't like seem to release a lot of work. I don't know like what he does personally. It doesn't seem like he really needs to like hustle or, you know, make a million pieces. But when he does, have you seen the fume work? It like turns completely fucking purple.
Yeah.
And he
color
spends
tones I've never seen in fume before.
Yeah, exactly. And he spends so long on his pieces. I'm just like freaking like I can't even wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
Trippiest thing he did is he made this inside out piece where he made some rainbow tubing and then like basically sleeved it with black glass and then made this whole all wigwag and spiral stand-up bubbler like this, mad sections with rainbow encased in black. So it's a black piece. And he goes, yeah, I made this inside out piece. Yeah, check out the inside, and drops it on the concrete.
Oh my God.
Just to see the inside.
That's
and like it wasn't
some,
it wasn't like
Banksy
a pro
type
video.
Stuff.
It wasn't like a pro video. It was like an Instagram video. Check out this inside out piece and then broke it. It's like, it's more than just what sick pieces you make. He has, again, I'm like kind of going off on the dude. I'm clearly a big fan, but his like artistic expression and creativity is just a little bit different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, his approach to the medium is different than what most people's is. I completely understand.
That video is not hard to find. It's on his page. I bet you could find it.
Yeah, definitely. Do you consume yourself? Yes, I think so. I believe you're rolling up a joint right now. What's your preferred method of consuming?
I mean, I'm a traditionalist, man. I'm old school. I've been blazing since the 90s, so just roll up a little pinner most of the time, you know what I'm saying? Puff a little dry piece. You know, sometimes I get into the fancy whatever you call it, new cool stuff, but keep it pretty modest. You know, I'm not balling out like some of my my clientele.
Yeah, definitely. Have you ever competed at any events like Champs or Glass Vegas or anything?
No, I haven't done too many. I haven't done too many demos altogether. I can make a lot of different stuff besides pencils.
Yeah.
I don't want to go do a demo and make a pencil.
Yeah. Because then the people will know your secrets that you were talking about earlier.
Well, it's just not that exciting. If anyone, I guess that's it. But if anyone who blows glass is in the room, they're just going to be like, oh, okay. It's realistic. Like, I know what time it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I'm going to do a demo, I have not done any competitions, but if I'm going to do a demo, make an eyeball or a random pet or something that It's just more of a freestyle, you know.
Nice.
But in terms of a competition, maybe if it was like some kind of pendant competition, I could be into that. But most of the competitions are pretty big pieces. Like I said, I've made some rigs before, but nothing that's gonna like win a prize or blow anybody away. So I kind of stay in my lane is a good way to put it.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you ever had any like solo shows of your own, or been a part of shows like with other people's work?
Dude, I have been so lucky. I'm fumbling with this thing. I've been so lucky with the shows. My first solo show was at Sky High in Tempe in 2000. I want to say 15. Dude, I mean, they flew me out and got me a hotel room. Like, what more can I fucking say? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We filled the room. We sold a bunch of cool pieces. I got to give everyone high five. We did a live auction. I mean,
that's cool.
that was like the best feeling ever. Mad props to them for doing that. I was like, I'm like, you're gonna fly me out, you know?
Yeah.
For the years after that, I got the momentum going with the shows a little bit, to the point where I would cold call shops a little bit. Certain shops would be like, yo, like, let's do a drop. And they would go for it. And I would get I got the momentum going. Shops would hit me up too. And all of a sudden I'm doing a show every fucking month. And then, I go to Las Vegas, and then the next month, like another solo show. So I got to see cities like St. Louis, Missouri, Mobile, Alabama, Atlanta, Georgia, Richmond, Virginia, Charlotte, North Carolina, Asheville, North Carolina, places that I would never have saved up money to go to. But now I'm like, what up, St. Louis? What up, motherfuckers? You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like,
yeah,
the cities show me love. I got to go to Houston. Now I'm like, what up, Houston? What up? Oh, wait, that's not Houston. That's Houston right there. So yeah, the shows is like the shows is the best part of the job. I get to talk to people that give a shit about my work. That's what I call my passionate collectors. People who give a shit.
Yeah.
I give people high fives, maybe sign a couple pieces. Like, it's the best.
Nice. It sounds like an amazing experience. Do you
It's
have
unreal,
any
dude.
lined up, or have you had any since this shutdown?
I haven't gone this long without flying since 2013 or something, man. It's funny like that. I've been so lucky. I'm not trying to complain. I've just been so lucky. I wish I could keep it going. It's a bummer, but it's not the type of thing where I'm sitting around like, man, I didn't get to fly this month. I'm keeping it grateful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Think about the good times. I have some offers this year, but I am not ready to go to the airport. Call me a snowflake or whatever, but I am not ready to go to the airport.
I completely agree with you there. Yeah, it's interesting to see where that side of the industry will be going as far as the shows and the competitions and things like that. 'Cause, I mean, East Coast Melt just did like the mini melt a couple of weeks ago, and they were like testing everybody, and just it makes you wonder what's going to happen.
Yep. You want to see a cool trick?
Yeah, let's see it.
All right. So when I got this, I'm about to lick it. I rotate it down the other way so that the bottom end comes up and the glued end is down here. And I give it a haircut. This is after I rounded it off, and I tear off like the bottom part. And then you basically made your paper way shorter. And if you trim it ahead of time, you can't roll it. So you see what I'm saying? You got that? I don't see anyone doing that one.
Absolutely.
My little
Consuming
trick.
a whole lot less paper.
Yeah,
How long have you been doing that trick for?
Here.
Nice.
More than 10
pencils
years.
right here too.
More than 10 years, bro. I don't see anyone do that trick. It's so funny.
Nice. I've never seen that before. I'm gonna have to try that after we get finished talking to you.
It's good with the kitchen scissors.
Nice. That's well, myself and our audience appreciates the tip.
All right, I'm gonna
Um,
flip it on you. How long has your shop been in business? I'm flipping it on you.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're the first person to ever do that. Our head shops have been open for, so we have two shops. One has been open for just past 13 years, and one has been open for just past 4 years.
14 years, you said?
13 and
14,
4
14.
for each of the two shops.
13 years. Sick. Where's the location that's
Yeah,
been open 13 years?
That's here in Colorado Springs on the east side of town. That's it's where our whole company basically started or grew out of. We make the Silver Surfer vaporizers. We used to make those there. We had a glass studio in the back.
Whoa.
We had
You guys are the originators of the Silver Surfer vaporizer?
Yep. My boss Steve is the inventor and CEO of the Silver Surfer vaporizer.
That's bragging rights. He must be doing okay. That's pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, if you ever want to get in a collab with us, dude, we could get like a couple of little mini pencils or something on one of these knobs here, because each one of these pieces comes with a removable glass knob, and this one you can see it's got a little opal in it, a little bow.
That's trippy.
But
And what you
we
can
could do
like
one up with pencils all over it.
in the custom labeling?
Yeah, we could do any custom sublimation image on the image there. Give me 1 second, I'll grab an example for you.
That's pretty cool.
So this one here, this was with, I don't know if you know him, Moose and Fire. He does fume work.
Yeah.
He made us
Really
a
good fume work.
fume cab there.
Yeah,
And
his
then
stuff is sick.
really good, really amazing colors. And then we did up a whole design with the Moose and the Fire on the vaporizer there.
That's pretty dope.
So yeah, we'll hit you up, man. We'd be definitely really interested if you're down to do one with us.
Nice.
We can talk about the details and everything once we get off of here, but it's super cool.
And I just did a show just outside Denver, like almost a year ago, but you're a whole hour south of Denver, right?
Yeah.
So maybe when things go back to normal, we can talk about doing a little pencil drop in the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll definitely stay in contact. Let's see what else we have here. What sort of things can we look forward to for the future for your work?
Well, I really like the fact that everyone's collecting marbles right now. The small ones doesn't give you a lot of space to really add a bunch of shit. But instead of everything having to be a pipe and having to be a carb cap, I like that now we can make marbles, and it's not just the hardcore marble collectors that are interested. So I've been having fun making some small marbles. I definitely have more collabs coming up. Definitely have more functional stuff coming up. You know, I'm a slide collector. I like making slides. I like smoking a dry piece, so I like making dry pieces. Probably no recyclers anytime soon. More pendants for sure. Yeah.
Nice.
You know what's
Heck
funny?
yeah.
Like in 2013 and 14, I was pushing myself with the pendants so hard, and I was trying to come up with like a different loop and a cool loop, and really instead of just like have a thing hang on a little loop, make the loop like a part of the actual art of the piece. And in the past years, I've really kind of slacked on that, and I need to get into a pendant groove where I'm doing the proper loop and like doing like a variety, because I would just freestyle so much. So I want to tap back into that. You know, it's hard with all of the I need 1,000 pencils right now kind of mentality, you know. But I got to get back to it.
Definitely. That's something I'm looking forward to. I love when a pen, or when the loop of a pendant almost looks like, I guess it was meant to be there, is I guess the best way to put it. It is part of what the rest of the thing is.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Do you have anything else that you'd like to add to talk about?
Well, big shout to Elev8 in Colorado Springs. I appreciate you fucking hitting me up for this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate you agreeing to talk with us, man. It's been really fun.
Yeah. You know, big shout out to everyone in Boston that holds it down, my shop mates, anyone that checks out my account, whether it's frequently or occasionally. I appreciate everyone checking in. You know, I get a lot of obviously encouragement and you know, I guess you could say inspiration, just interacting with everyone and seeing the feedback. So shout out to everyone that checks out the page, like big time.
Those collectors. I forget what you called them a minute ago. I forget what the term was.
I don't use the word fans. I'll say, before I say fans or followers, or saying my collectors is weird too. Like we don't really have a word. We don't really have a word for it. So I like to say clients or people who give a shit about my work. That's just the way to put it.
Yeah.
There's no word for just someone who gives a shit. They don't have to be like buying a bunch of it. They don't have to, you know, have any of it. If they just check it out, you know, like
they support you. They encourage you to keep doing awesome stuff.
Yeah,
definitely.
For sure.
Well, thank you so much, man, for joining us. You guys check Sherbet out on Instagram at Sherbet Glass Art. He's got a lot of cool stuff.
But y'all,
like you
make
said,
sure
he was posting.
All right, but y'all make sure you spell it right. Remember, it's not sherbet, it's sherbet, just like the ice cream. The dessert is not spelled sherbet, so it's B-E-T at the end. But listen, I also got this other auction page, Sherbet Scoops, where I do daily auctions. That goes pretty good. So check that one out too.
Heck yeah. Well, thanks so much, man. You have a great one.
You too, man.
Appreciate it. See ya.
Peace, bro. Peace.
Well, that was super awesome. I really enjoyed that interview with Sherbet. Now we're going to jump over and talk with Elev8 veterans.
Hey everybody, how's it going? It's John with Elev8, and you know what? It's that time of year again. It's that time to treat your guys' self to something sweet, and I'm talking about getting yourself some premium glass. Go on, why don't you head on to Elev8glassgallery.com and check out the stuff we got for sale. You could always also check out our Elev8 Veterans tab. You can pick yourself up a nice veteran support package, you know, get yourself a t-shirt, get yourself some cool merch, and you know, just help out the cause. So yeah, we'll see you guys.
That was fun. It's so cool to know that this company is working with vets here in this highly dense military town. Now we're going to jump over and talk with Elev8 Dolls.
Hey guys, happy Friday. It's Teresa here with Elev8 Dolls. I just want to tell you that I'm super excited because we got all new apparel in. Got some new hoodies. Check this out. I love the way it's lower on the back so that the women with longer hair can still see the Elev8 Dolls. So we've also got pendants, grinders, vaporizers, glass. We've got whatever you want. The one thing I want to say is we also do cremation pendants. So any of you have animals that have passed or family that have passed and want to get that encapsulated in the grass or glass, hit us up, right? Like how I did that, grass or glass. Anyway, we want to thank you all for being an Elev8 Doll. I would love to give you all a challenge and offer a prize to the one that hits me the most. If you could send me 3 sentences on why you want to be an Elev8 Doll or why you are an Elev8 Doll and send me a picture of your face, I would love to post that up. The one that hits me the best, I'm going to send you a free t-shirt. The one thing I do want to say that being an Elev8 Doll has afforded me to be able to travel a lot this month. I've gone to Orlando and I've gone to Miami, all because I'm a brand ambassador with Elev8. When I go, I just show our gear, and when people purchase it, I earn money back. It's an awesome program, and there's 3 different tiers, so you can come in and just do pictures for us, or you can come in and go all the way. So hit us up in the DMs or go to elev8dolls.com to find out more information. Thank you guys. It's Teresa again, Elev8, mind, body, and spirit.
Well, thanks everybody. I wanted to thank Elev8 Dolls and Elev8 Veterans. Thanks Steve again, and also a huge thank you once more to Sherbet Glass Art. You can follow him on Instagram at Sherbet Glass Art. Next week we got a very special guest. I'm not going to spoil it, so be sure to tune in next Friday, same time, same place. Thanks everybody. We'll see you next time. Elev8 mind, body, and spirit.